Y'all, I'm just sitting here reading, and I don't know if I even posted that video. Wow, it's just like the more, now I see why they say it's important to read your word. Y'all know I be in the bathroom, because y'all hear my kids out there making all that noise. And everything get this set up. But y'all, I'm just reading, and this part of Job, where it says, where Job's friend Elias, or whatever his name was, he was seeking God's help on behalf of his friend. He was basically praying to God on behalf of his friend that's suffering. You know how, like I be telling y'all, don't be praying for me. But, your true friends and family, they do pray for you when you're going through a bad time. They don't want you to go through that bad time. They want God to help you. They want to be of service, and that's the best way that we can do, because we can't always come to somebody's rescue. We have to teach people to go to God for their rescue. And I understand this now in this season I'm in. Like, stop relying on everyone. Stop relying on your parents. Stop relying on your friends. That's why God has stripped me from everything and everybody, every resource. You need to rely on me, and I will guide you. You need to rely on my word. Stop relying on them other people on YouTube. Stop relying on them. Get into the word. But it made me think about, this is what I was about to say. Because remember in that other video, I don't even know if I ended up posting it, about the girl had asked, because it was a picture going around on Twitter like a couple weeks ago, with, you can see the water, like it looks like the ocean was in the sky. I'm gonna try to include the clip in here. I said I was gonna do it last time. I don't even know if I screenshotted it, but basically it was in the picture. Like, the girl was driving on the highway, and in the sky it literally looked like an ocean. Like, it looked like ocean in the sky. And I commented on it and said, well, the sky is a reflection of the ocean. This girl had commented on there and said, well, how is that, like, if there's no water directly underneath the sky for it to be reflecting on? But what made me say this, let me say this part before I forget, because it say, and I said that in that video, maybe I might just put that video and mix it in with this, but we're gonna see. But right here he said, because this is Job's friend is praying to God, asking God, like, I know you can help us. You're good for, because Job, like me, when I get in the hard time, I'm like, man, what, like we all do, man, what am I even here for? Why was I even born? Like, why would I be born just to go through all this suffering? Like, why? And that's why my mama used to always say, you need to read the book of Job. Like, she was saying that to me right before me and her fell out. She was like, you should read the book of Job. And that a couple of my prophetic word people keep talking about Job. They kept talking about Job. And now I realize this is me. Like, on my way here, got sick. I told y'all, like, the devil was doing everything just like in the book of Job. This is why I say that God has an alliance with the devil. He sends you the test. Is you really about that? Do you really want what you say you want that bad? Do you really want it? What are you willing to go through for it? Like, I got sick and everything trying to get to Texas. Like, literally was sick for days. I was sick for like 3 days. Was down for 3 days. I got the video here, that last what I ate in a day video, and I was sick. That was when I was packing up. Like, that is literally, it's documented. I'm so glad I'm documenting this stuff, bruh. Because when I make it out of this wilderness season, and people want to start hating, don't ask me what I did to get there. You can go see for yourself. You need to go watch every last single one of my videos to see what it takes to get to the kingdom, like, to truly inherit the kingdom. And it's so interesting. But what made me say this is because right here she said, God does great things and unsearchable things, marvelous things without number, who giveth rain upon the earth and sendeth water upon the fields. That made me realize, because that same video, and I remember what I was just saying with the and the girl was like, well, how is it if water is not directly underneath it? In that video that time, I told y'all, if you go back to the beginning, let's put something in here. Please don't start arguing. If you go back to the beginning of Genesis, it tells you how that was in fact made, how God created the sky, how he created this. And if y'all want to, let me just break it down for this video like I did the last time. Want to see my face? Over there clapping. What's funny? And she's the trip, y'all. But so when you read this, it say, that's why I say God is water. Like God lives in water. And when you think about how water just moves, like it says here, let's read. It's in here. It's the basic instructions before leaving Earth. Basic instructions before leaving Earth. It's here. It says, creation of heaven and earth. In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. So God lives in the water. What is that flashing? God lives in the water. You go and look how water moves. We was at the pool yesterday, like water just be moving out there. The water just moves. That aligned with the, I don't know if it's the air that makes the water move, but to read this, it's like, and the Spirit of God moved upon. So upon means to. Move to the face. The face is the surface of something. The surface of water is the top of the water. And when do we see on the top of the water? On the top of the water, we see it just moving like waves. We see it just moving. The Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. And then God said, let there be light, and there was light. And light and day. Let's get down to the part about the firmament, the creation of firmament. Firmament means the sky. That's literally what firmament means. God said, let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters. Remember I was saying in the beginning, it says what was here. It was, earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face. That means it was dark. Nothing was here. It just was water and dirt. The dirt, like, look. And then oh my gosh. It's just interesting because when she just said, let me just finish before I lose. So, let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters. Firmament is sky. This is why it's important to know. This is why I be looking up the definitions on here and giving y'all a definition. Because, let there be firmament in the midst. Midst means middle of the waters. So he said, let there be a sky in the middle of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters. So there was one big collective. Everything was water, just like a collective pool of water, and I guess dirt on one side, water here, dirt there. And maybe that's because they say the devil lives in darkness. That's why I really be kind of feeling like the devil is a spirit of the dirt, because you live in darkness. God lives in light. It's water is light. It feels light. We wash up in water. It sprinkles right off of you. But dirt is, who wants to wash up in dirt? Like when you get to like the science, the very things that I hated growing up, science and social studies. It's so interesting how it's like, I don't even have to go back to school to learn this stuff now. And just by knowing, just by getting with God and getting in this Bible and to see how everything, like when I tell my ultimate testimony, and I reveal to you guys the things, some of the very things I've already been warning you guys about the government. When I reveal these things to you guys will understand that God is truly real. Y'all want to understand it's about a relationship with God, but it's also about his word. Having the relationship with him. Hey, let her get on the floor, because obviously she want to get on the floor. Because she's trying to get off the bed. Now I see why you need to know both. And this is why a lot of Christians fail, because y'all know the word, but y'all don't practice the word. And y'all don't talk to God every single day. Y'all don't have that relationship with God. Y'all only fellowship with God on a Sunday and on a Wednesday. That's the only, you don't build a good, how do you build, you don't even build a relationship with your husband, your wife, just by seeing them on this day and that day. Look at why all of us have issues with our parents, because our parents think they provided and that's it, but you didn't spend no time. Just like with God, you must spend time to truly get to know a person. You spend time with them. You talk to them. You hear them out too. You listen and you talk. This is why communication is key. This is why communication is key. Hey, don't come over here messing up my book. What you even eating? But I got off track, but let me get back on track. So basically it was just waters. It was water. Like, look what I was saying in that last video. I think I am gonna go. I don't know if I posted it, but I'm going to post it if I didn't by now. I got a bunch of videos I need to post. But I forgot what I was about to even say. But look at the main elements that earth is made up of. Water, earth, which is the soil, the dirt outside. Water, fire, earth, and what's the other sign? And what are we? All of our astrology signs, man. That's why they say astrology not real. We all are either a fire sign, earth sign, water sign, or air sign. And those are the four main elements of earth. All four of those elements come together to make things, to make this very world that we live in. The very first people that was here, they had to use the earth, the marble, the stone from the mountains that he called here, that he spoke into existence. He had to take those mountains, take the fire to cut stone. They used stone to cut, to make things, to just understand how it all connects. So let's get back to the lesson. This is Bible study. Come to Bible study today. This is Bible study class. Bible study class. So, creation of the firmament. So there was a bunch of waters. This water, it was on the first things here. Look on a globe. If you look on a globe, all you see is water and land. You don't see people on a globe. You don't see all of that. All you see on a globe, go look up a globe. Go to your local store and look at a globe. If your granny still got a globe in her house, look at her globe and see. It's just land and water. And air we cannot see. We can't see air. We can't see air. We can feel it, but we can't see air. Fire. That's another component of earth. So those were the only four elements that was first on earth. Before there was even people. Those were the four elements that were here. And God used those elements. He was the spirit of the water. He's the water. This is why they say God lives within you. Our bodies is made up of majority water. This is why we all have God in the center. But we let all this dirt, the devil, and his dirt get all up in us and make us all muddy. Make us all muddy and stuff. So, anyways, back to the lesson. So it says, let there be a firmament, which is sky. Let there be a sky in the middle of the waters. And let it divide the waters from the water. So just think of a big pool of water. I don't know. All right. This is our water. Imagine this being the only water here on earth. Okay? God said, let's read here. Let me set this up here since she want me down here. The devil not going to stop. He trying to let the baby stop the lesson for today. And y'all need to listen to this lesson. I'm going to try to make it quick. So let it divide the water from the water. So it was just everything was just water, dirt. That's the only dirt is everything that's outside of this little bucket of water here. So this is the water in here. God said, let there be a sky in the middle of the waters and let it divide the waters from the waters. So here's our big bucket of water. We're going to divide this. If we divide this, now we have water on this side, water on that side, and nothing in the middle. So we're going to put the sky there in the middle. We're going to put the sky in the middle. We're actually going to turn it this way. We're going to put the sky in the middle. So in the middle of this, it's nothing. Clear, you see my eyes through here. So I'm going to put the sky right there. The sky is, and this is crazy. This is a mirror, basically. So I say it's basically a mirror reflection. So God said, let there be a firmament in the middle of the waters and let it divide the waters from the waters. And God made the sky and divided the waters which were under the firmament. So now, let's put something here. I got a blue shirt. So I said this is the waters, right? Okay. Now, God said, let there be a sky in the middle of the waters. So everything, it was once, all this was one big pool of water here. Now God said, let's put a sky in the middle of the waters and let it divide the waters from the waters. So now The sky now needs to go in the middle of the waters, and it divides the two waters. So this is this part, this is this part. We're gonna put this shirt in here. So now, this is the sky here. This is the sky. And then it says, and God made the sky and divided the waters which were divided the waters which were under the firmament. This is the sky. The sky is the firmament. This is the water that's under the firmament. It says, and God made the firmament and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament, and it was so. So that when we say firmament means sky. So, and God made the sky and divided the waters which were under the sky from the waters which were above the sky, and it was so. And God called the firmament, he called the sky heaven. And the evening and the morning were the second day. Now, the earth separated from the waters. It says, and God said, let the waters under the heaven. So now this is the water that's left on the ground. This is the water that we get to see when we go to the beaches. Let's get to it. And God said, let the waters under the heaven. So this is heaven, sky. When you look up the definition of firmament means sky or heaven. This is hence why they say you go up to the sky, you go up to heaven. Heaven's supposed to be in the sky, in the clouds, up there. So it's saying, let the waters under the heaven, which is under the sky, be gathered into one place, and let the dry land appear, and it was so. So now, all this water that's under here, we're going to move all of that to the coastal of the states. You see how our beaches are all on the coast? No beach is just in the middle of the United States. You have to drive to the coast to get to your beaches. You must drive to the coast. So now, all the water is pushed onto the side. This is the sea. Mind you, we still got the water up here though. This is how it rains. And then that verse that I just read from Job, where he said, I'm going to seek help from God. I'm going to pray to God for my friend Job, basically. Because God, who does great things, and searchable, marvelous things without number, who give rain upon the earth and sendeth water upon the fields. So, after God created the land, so the water is over here. So I guess I didn't finish reading. Let me finish reading this. Let me get to it. Let me teach the lesson. Stay tuned for the lesson. And God called the dry land earth, and the gathering together of waters called he seas. So I told y'all, now all that water that was under here, we pushing it all over to the coast. We putting it all in one area. It can't just be all over the land because we need to do stuff with this land. So God spoke and said, water, move over to one area. And they moved it to the coast. Now the seas is over here, and then we have dirt and soil here. We have dirt. And honestly, let's look up. See, the devil hating that I'm teaching this lesson. And God called the dry land earth, and the gathering together of the waters called he seas. So the gathering of the waters down here is now, this is the sea. And this is on the coast. You see how we have to drive to the coast. And I ain't never been to a beach that's just been in the middle of the state I was in. I had to drive to the coast of that state. The coast to get there. Okay? So now it says, and God saw that it was good. And God said, let the earth bring forth grass, the herb yielding seed, and the fruit tree yielding fruit after his kind, whose seed is in itself upon the earth. And it was so. And the earth brought forth grass. So now the seeds is over here. And he said now, remember he told us, we're going to call, once we move the seeds over, let dry land appear. Dry land is now what we call earth. And on earth, we need to bring forth grass. Hence, when we go outside, that's where the grass is everywhere. The sea, the water from the ocean is in one place. What I just say, the ocean is in one place. The seas is the ocean. The land is still here though. You see how we have land everywhere else, but the water, ocean, you don't have this big pond, oceans of water nowhere. The ocean is the ocean. It's only there. We might have these little lakes and rivers which are man-made. Like, I love that we have our lakes and our rivers. I love looking at this stuff, but that's not real. That's not the real ocean. That's man-made ocean. Those man-made water points, whatever you want to call them. They're beautiful, but those are man-made. And the reason why I went back to this, and this is why I even, got to this point, and that's the lesson of this, is just to go to show, let's finish with the diagram, because now what is the water up here doing? The water that was divided, this is now the sea. What's that water doing up there? Hello? This is how we get rain. That's what made me say this, because reading that, and she said, well, I don't know if it was a she or not, but Job's friend said, God can do anything. What did she say? Let's go back and read. She said, I would seek God, because Job was giving up hope. He's like, what is going on? I was just up. I was doing so good. Now I'm losing everything, just like me. Like, what's going on? I'm losing everything. Like, what is going on? I was doing pretty good. What happened? I just asked for another blessing. I just asked for this. But God said, are you worthy of that blessing that you asking for, Miss Mamas? Let's prove it. Prove to me that you're worthy of it. Prove to me that you're not just after me. Prove that you got a real relationship with me and you're not just after me because of what good I have done for other people. Prove to me that you really want a relationship with me. Are you really going to trust me when it get hard? Are you really going to listen to me when it goes against what you really thought you knew? Miss Smarty Pants. Miss Jezebel Controller. So she said, and this is what during Job's journey, like I'm in, and he's mourning because he's sad, because he's going through all this. He wishing he was never even born, because why he gotta live this life? Why do the evil people get to be winning, and I'm the one who do right, and you got me going through all this struggle? But it's so funny how yesterday I was just saying this to myself. I'm like, all these people, you got these wicked people in high places, this, that, and he like, girl, whether you a righteous soul or a wicked soul, you're gonna go through stuff. And that's what Job is teaching me. And this is what this is teaching me right now. Like, I'm learning, and I'm teaching y'all too. I'm learning. But it's just so interesting. And then he said, so the friend said, I'm just gonna pray to God because my friend is over here crying. He's starting to say things I ain't never heard him say about God. Let me talk to God. Let me see. My friend is just going through so much. And through talking to God, he said, I'm going to seek God because I know God can commit to my cause. I know God can see. Because how can he not? He does great things. He does the unsearchable, the marvelous things without number. He gives rain upon the earth and sendeth waters upon the fields to feed his grass. And that made me think that he allows it to rain down on his grass. Do I have anything green? Let's see if we got something green here. Okay, I try to do as best as possible. So, our diagram. This is the sea. This is the land. He told the land to yield grass. He told the land to produce grass, which is the herb yielding seed. This is with the cattle. I didn't get to that part because we ain't doing that lesson today, but he created the cattle and everything else. He created that. So that's what they eat. This is what his bird, like, I guess I didn't read to that part. But it's in here. I don't feel like going all deep into all of that. I guess I might end up having to really teach it like this, y'all, because we've been missing it the whole time. All the roles, everything here in this Bible. But we don't know how to even read and comprehend this mess. He created the fish, the fowl, and the cattle. The fowl is the flying creatures in the air, the birds that get to fly so high. Birds, the only thing that fly super high. He created all flying things. Fowl is the flying things. And what do the birds eat? Everybody, like he can make sure his birds eat. He makes sure the cattle have something to eat. They eat grass, which is the food. The grass is food for the animals and stuff. That's their food. They eat the grass. We eat them. And we eat the stuff, the seeds that we sow into the grass. Like he said, Let the earth bring forth grass. This is our grass. Let the earth bring forth grass, the herb yielding seed, and the fruit tree yielding fruit after his kind, whose seed is in itself upon the earth, and it was so. And the earth brought forth grass, and herb yielding seed after his kind, and the tree yielding root was seed for itself after his kind. And God saw that it was good. And the evening and the morning were the third day. Day 3 of his creation, he created he created the grass and created told us the land to separate. Let's get into it. So this is our diagram. It looks a little fuzzy here. This is the sea. Water, that's the ocean. When we go to the beach, that's the ocean. This is the land that we walk on. You go outside your house, you're walking. If they pull up that concrete pavement that we walk on, we will be walking just on soil until they planted the seed of grass. Even when you go to build a house, look how if anybody who ever had a house built, if you're watching this, and if you've never seen a house being built, go drive around to these new communities. They're dirt. It's dirt there. They build these houses out of dirt. Dirt. They start with the dirt. Then after the house is finished, they got the pavement down. The grass is the final thing that they go and plant. They go and take the seed of grass and plant it. And then it rains from the sky. It rains from the sky and waters down onto the grass. And that is how it waters down onto the soil that the seed was planted in. That's why you need the seed and the soil. This is, I'm about to be taking y'all to church with these lessons. Stop playing with me. This is what we need, man and woman. It's all go into the same thing, because right after this, get your Bibles. It's in here. Right after this, because right after he created this world, who he create? Thing 1 and thing 2, man and woman. We Beavis and Butthead. We can't live with each other, can't live without each other. But got all this friction. Oh, we gonna talk about it. We gonna talk about it. We'll get to that point. That's tomorrow's lesson. Oh, let's talk about it. But reading that, look how that just did to this. Like, look at that. Here's your sky. This is your sky. This is the seas. This is the grass. This is the water that's still above the sky. This is how it rains. Because there's water, there's an ocean still on top of this thick sky, this thick layer of air, like really, like, just think of, even with air, it just goes to show the power of air too. That's what I'm saying. Not one element of this is more powerful than the other, besides God, actually. So water is more powerful than all the rest of them. But air still serves its purpose. This is why I say everything serves a purpose. Because without air, we wouldn't even have a sky. It wouldn't be this way, because the air is, even when you go on an airplane, it's just like, how is it possible to just be in the sky, in the clouds? That's how you know it's just air. And it's just a color. He decided he wanted it to be blue, so that the waters on the ocean can look blue and not clear. And so you can't really see what's deep down in the ocean. You can't see them creatures in the ocean. That's probably why he made the sky blue. Because water is clear for real. If the sky was clear and we would be able to see the ocean, we'd be able to see what's deep down in the ocean. Now it's making sense why they got these. They talk about it's these different points in the ocean and all of this stuff. Ooh, I'm on to these people. But that's the lesson for today, y'all. That's the lesson for today. This is how it works. To answer that girl's question, this is how it works. This is why it rains from the sky. Where does rain? Why does it rain? God had to create it like that. Because who's gonna be out here watering all the grass on here? Y'all see me driving in these videos, all this grass, me passing by all this land. I say America has so much land. We should all just have a free piece of it. It's too much of it out here. You see the devil his spirit will even jump into the kids to block you. It's that serious. You close her. I already be in the bathroom trying to get away from it. It's like no getting away from these kids, you guys. But yeah, y'all, that's the lesson. And it just made me realize, like, it has to rain. Like, we need rain. Look how when it rains, we be like, we need rain. It's too hot. The air is too humid. because they doing stuff to the air, they doing stuff to our ecosystem and stuff and polluting the air. And I used to be the same one that be littering. Now I don't be littering no more. I try not to litter like that anyway. Because now I see we polluting the air. It's causing this global warming. Like, everything is starting to make sense now. Just by God leading me to his book. The basic instructions before leaving Earth. Because if we need rain, if it didn't rain, just think about it. That's how when you go get a house built and they finally start laying down, they plant the seeds for your grass to start growing. We have to get some rain. Even when they build in a house, they have to get some rain. We have to have rain. And look how after it rains, a rainbow comes out. We hate the rain. We think the rain be in our way, but we need the rain. We need the storms, you guys. We need these storms in our life. These storms create grass, herb-yielding fruit. Look out here when you go outside. That grass is there because of water. The seed that they planted, God watered the seed. That's why you have to plant a seed in life. Because if you don't plant a seed, what is God going to water for you? If you don't plant the seed, what is God going to water? Ask yourself that. This is why we all need to be putting in that work. If you do not plant the seed, what is God going to water for you? This is what we really got to think about, you guys. We really have to think about that. This is why we are every day. We need to be working. We need to be putting in that work. Like the whole ant and the grasshopper analogy that I was talking about in that video. I don't even know if I was talking about it. I don't know. I'm going to need to post it. I'm going to have to post all the videos that I keep saying. I don't know if I'm going to post. I need to post them because it all leads up to this. So, and it's going to keep leading up. And it's going to keep leading up. Like, look, it's going to keep leading up. This is your sky. This is your rain. This is where rain come from because the ocean, it is ocean in the sky, just like that picture showed. And I'm going to see if I can find that picture and include it in here. I got to, so you guys can see what I'm talking about. But this is it. This is your grass. Grass came out of the land. He told the waters to separate. He told the waters to, remember, this was all the waters. Well, really, this was all the waters. It was water here before nothing. He said, let's separate, divide the waters, put the sky in between the waters. And now the sky is there. Now let's move all the waters under the sky over to one area. Now that's the sea. That's where we go to the beach at over there. Now what's left here? Still soil, his land left. Let's make this land because we need something to grow grass. Because he knew what he was going to do next. After he made that grass, he was going to bring cattle here. The cattle is the cows. The same things we use to drink milk and eat all our precious, good old cereal. And milk is used in so much stuff, man. This dairy, all this stuff. That's why this war coming on Ukraine, this stuff is going to affect us tremendously. Because you're going to realize how much wheat, how much stuff that we really be using these other countries for. It's all gonna make sense. It's all gonna make sense. It's all gonna make sense. And this very land that's over here is what he said, oh, we need that land because that land is gonna grow grass. That grass is what everything is gonna feed off of, what the living cattle feeds off of. So, it's just crazy how reading that, like, look out, man, God. And can't nobody else might be saying, you guys can't tell me nothing about God. Look what he has done for me. Look at the amount of clarity this man has given me. Even today with the 144, like, I'm like, I can't make this stuff up. I can't make this stuff up. But till the next time, come back tomorrow for tomorrow's lesson. But whenever I get to the next lesson, I need to finish reading this because I still need to finish reading all of this. I'm about to say, what time is it? I'm going to take my kids out to dinner tonight. We need to go out and celebrate. Like, one thing about me is I always want to go out to eat. I find any reason to go out to eat. Like, I'm celebrating because even though it ain't too much to celebrate right now, I feel like I'm happy that I just even got this lesson for myself. Like, I'm celebrating because I can't believe God is this good. This is why I'm celebrating. Me reading this. And this is why they say you gotta get in his word. Now I see why I needed to get in the word. Just listening to these prophetic word people know I have to, even with you guys watching me, you never just take one. You have to go to God for yourself. We all need to have a relationship with God. We want to have a relationship with everybody else. We care about love from everyone else, but we do not care about the love from our Holy Father, the creator of flesh. Y'all want to talk about all this flesh stuff. I should have posted that video I did that day. I should have posted, like, I keep not posting certain things because I know I'll be going off in some of them, but God, it's the reason God got me. He made me this way for a reason. You know, he made me this way for a reason because I have to teach it. I'm a teacher. Or just like them teachers, I had the mean teachers. I'm not the mean teacher because I love y'all. I love y'all. Because I want the best for you guys. You guys are not understanding your true potential. It's all love, baby. It's all love, baby. We're going to do this together, baby. So I'll see y'all in the next video. Deuces.